And hello, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for Edessa the Dark Crusade. And today, well, tonight rather, Margot got a letter from someone she knows, from someone she actually is quite fond of, that wanted to see her, and so she needs someone she trusts. So she makes her way to where the man lives, or where he is supposed to be, at least, and on horse. There's probably another horse attached so that the other man can come. Actually, yeah, probably another horse attached. Oh, wait. Oh, you see, does she know if Thorvald has a horse?
He does have a horse. He doesn't commonly ride it around the
Right.
city.
Actually,
You know that he normally travels around the city by foot.
by foot, yeah.
You haven't seen him on his horse unless he's been out in the wilds or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, yeah. Let's backtrack. Yeah, no, she came. She's by foot, and so she'll come to the house where the man is lives, or where he knows him to be. She'll knock at the door.
Where is it? Where's she coming to look for him? Oh,
Um, yeah, does
probably
she
the
know?
roost. Probably the roost. That's where he'll be. No,
That they
actually, he'll arrange to meet her. He'll main. No, he won't meet her there. He'll arrange to meet her in the merchant's quarter somewhere.
Okay, yeah, that works. So she'll make her way then to the meeting place.
Near to Madeline's Haven. Has she
Okay.
been to Madeline's Haven before?
I think oh no, maybe not. I know. I think she heard about where she
It's
is.
close to Madeline's Haven.
Okay.
He meets her, but not like actually in her domain because Margot hasn't had the permission to go in there. So he meets her on the outskirts of her domain, basically.
Okay. So yeah, Margot makes her way there at the meeting place. She's on time.
Thor's dressed up. He's put his nice armor on.
She'll smile.
When she approaches, he bows his head sort of quietly, like he doesn't make a big show, like because they were still on the street and he's a little bit wary. He
Yes.
does sort of bow to her in deference, but he doesn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah, actually, just this is Thorvald. I'll just say she's wearing what she was wearing 2 nights ago when she became Primogen. Her dress is beautiful. It's something that's obviously like done for nobles. It's a black dress with silk, like layers and layers upon very very thin layers of silk, and it goes all around her, and the dress is like all the small parts, and the dress itself is all kept together with small little bits of metal. It's very thin metal that actually right at her torso represent a rose in metal. So you kind of Thorvald is probably smart enough to, it represents the iron rose,
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
and
Thorvald for his part, he wears the armor that Memnon made for him.
okay,
It's similar to the sort of picture I've got. It's all black, centurion like,
okay,
and it has wolves' heads on it, black wolves' heads.
ooh,
And
cool,
Thorvald is sort of always head to toe like that. Basically, he's always armored. You never see any skin apart from his uh his head, like his neck and his head and his hair. You never. It's very rare. No one ever sees him with his gloves off. At least not you haven't. And when you first started seeing Thor, he when he was first a slave, when you first met him, he had long hair
okay,
and a long beard. Now he makes the effort every night to shave it into a style and trim his beard. It's obviously because he was embraced with long hair and longish beard. He has to spend time grooming.
okay.
He doesn't say anything. He just sort of he saves the pleasantries for when you're in private. But he will follow you.
Okay, but yeah, she comes to him, and like I said, there's a rose that metal that can keep the dress together, and the rest of the little pieces of metal like that on the sleeves and on the collar. They're also very thin pieces of metal, and they represent like vines and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so she'll see him and smile, ah, Thorvald, and with her beautiful smile, and she'll say, "Oh, we met tonight."
Honored Primogen. Please let's talk when we're off the streets.
Where do you want? Oh well, come. My bathhouse is always ready.
He smiles.
And she'll guide him to the bathhouse. There's some amount of walking, and she goes to the back door where she knocks. And has he ever been to the bathhouse?
No, he's not.
So there's a group of people. There's men and women, all beautiful. They're all like they're humans, but they're all like probably like up 4, and they're all in very like robes, and they're all like make way for them. They like actually like separate to make a way for them. And she goes, "Come."
Thorvald has been in places like this. Bathhouses were very common in Rome, where he lived and grew up. So that it's not an uncommon sight for him.
Okay.
And actually, it's quite a familiar and welcome sight. He finds it sort of homely.
So she'll smile, and everyone, all the people smile at him too. And she'll make her way to a particular bath, and she'll an area that looks like this. So yeah, and might be a very familiar look for.
It does, yeah. If it's got it's very much in the sort of place that he lived and worked. His sire's home is very much in this style.
And she'll a bit like kind of like on you see the bench that you see at the end. She'll sit on there and kind of gesture him to sit next to him. And now that they're in this room, it's just the two of them.
It's just private. It's cut off from the others.
Yeah.
Wrong picture.
Oh, wait,
Margot
wrong
Robbie.
picture. Yes.
Surprise Margot Robbie.
It's surprise Margot Robbie. But yeah.
Thor will kneel at first.
And she'll smile.
And he says, "Thank you for seeing me, Primogen. I wanted to congratulate you on your new position.
Thank you.
I know that we are friends, but I honour the traditions of our society. So,
she'll nod.
Protocol before pleasantry."
And she'll nod. And then she'll kind of give him a hand to. He gets it to help him rise.
He stands.
Come,
and
please.
Then he sits down.
Yeah. Sure. And she'll smile. Well, I can't say it wasn't easy. It took a lot of and persuading, but when you talk of the city standing on its own together, the clans united, it seems to motivate people.
He nods. You will be in more close contact with my own sire now.
Yes. So what did he say?
He said you'll be closer to my sire now. She is Primogen of Clan Gangrel.
And she'll nod. Ah, yes. I haven't met her in quite a while. Is she alright?
She was well the last time I spoke with her.
And okay, yeah, you can P&E her.
What dice roller do you want to use?
Let's use one.
Okay, hang on, let me just go.
She is going to use manipulation, subterfuge, but
Hang on a minute, let me just.
which is 9 dice.
Oh, it's being awkward. Hang on a minute. Hold on. It's not it won't let me do it unless I'm on Wi-Fi. Where is it? I fucking hate my phone. Where are we?
let me set it up.
Yeah.
We're going to be in Edessa, and let me take sure.
I saw a 1.
Yeah, this looks like it's been a while since. Let go. Put it in. There we go. So yeah, let me
just roll. Perception, empathy. It's not like my best.
I'll use. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 successes. I think you have to beat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Woohoo! Wow.
Yeah, you beat it. Yeah, when she asks, it's you can tell she asks because it's polite. But it's she asks because it's polite, but yeah, there's something there.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care that much. You get that. She probably didn't get the best impression of your sire.
Thorvald nods slowly. I understand that you may not like her much, but she is a pragmatic woman and a good ally to have.
That I believe she is. It's just, and she'll grit her teeth. The first time I met her and you were with her, she acted like you were her property.
I am.
You are a human being, Thorvald.
No longer human. But before that, I was her ghoul. I was her property. And before that, I was born into her service. I was her slave. I am her. I still serve her. She is my primogen. She is my sire, and she will always be my domina. You understand?
She is your sire, yes, and I understand that you have due respect for her, but I do not. I strongly disagree with slavery.
Well, consider it an opportunity then to get to know her better. She has always been infatuated with Clan Toreador. She was supposed to be Toreador herself.
Do you know what happened?
No. She never speaks of it. I only know very little.
I shall not.
She had desires to be amongst the Toreador. And she has a high taste for fashion and the finer things in life.
That was something I found pleasant about her, that I could tell.
She appreciates beauty, art, all these things. And she is well versed in social etiquette and social society. Unlike many of our clan, she is able to move in those circles with ease, which is why we need her as primogen, really.
Unusual to have. Well, yeah, she'll say she is unusual for your clan, but that is good. A clan needs diversity. A clan needs people that do not fit the stereotype of its members. These members that are different. I think my martial skills, well, some Toreador are gifted. Our quick, our speed helps us with our martial skills, but it is we, not many of us, try to master it, and I think as much as and she'll smile, as much as I prefer and have mastered the art of dancing further, I think the fact that I have skill with a blade is part of what made me Primogen.
Well, if you ever need any more training or a sparring partner, I am at your service.
As fun as that sounds, well, maybe with practice weapons, but as you could tell from my absence, I heal slower than most members of our kind.
Of course, I would not draw blood with you.
I shall smile.
I only mean to teach you form. Maybe you could avoid blows next time if I teach you some techniques I learned in the pits.
And she'll nod. It could be fun.
He smiles.
So.
Oh, well, we're not here to talk about sparring, are we? I wanted to discuss a member of your clan with you.
Oh, which member?
What does he call himself? Leftig? Luftig?
Leftig, yes. Spoke to him not too long ago, actually.
Mm.
What is the matter?
Him and I had a discussion the other day. I don't know whether he mentioned it.
He has not.
I was in the place that I work, and I discovered him. He had fed on 3 of the women under my protection.
She'll frown at that.
Now, they were all right.
But I presume he fed without permission.
Now, I do not claim this place as domain yet. And by our laws, he did no wrong.
Frown goes away a little bit, but there's still a bit of emotion in her face.
The woman that it was his attitude that vexed me. I said, please, sir, I with all due respect, because I had I discovered him there, and when I discovered him, I questioned. I'd never met him before. I had no idea of his existence, so I didn't know whether or not he was recognised in the city. Anyway, when I said you're feeding on these women, how are they expected to work if they are weak? He'd paid to spend the whole night, so I imagine he planned on carrying on feeding from different women all throughout the night, rendering them all unable to work for a few days. You understand how how feeding on a mortal takes energy from them.
Yeah, she'll nod.
Now these women, but when I said about that, he said, "Well, how much energy does it take to spread your legs?"
Yeah, she's frowning at that. Actually, let me She's not going to be just to save an outburst. I'm going to roll her self-control. It's not for frenzy, but she is trying to keep herself from making an outburst. Okay, yeah, she smiles, but she doesn't completely hide the anger there. I shall have a talk to him.
Now, these women are. I explained that these women are under my protection. What I don't want is hungry kindred. No, he didn't say kindred. Sorry, it's not. It's before kindred. Hungry Canaanites, draining them dry and leaving them dead in the brothels or in the streets, because it's only going to bring trouble. We must be more careful about where we feed. And what he was doing, whilst not against our laws, and whilst he did not take enough blood to seriously injure the people, over a course of the night with many women, it would become more and more obvious. If you understand me.
She'll nod. He needs to be more careful about the way he feeds.
And not to enter that place again. I asked him not to return. I had no... Of course, out of respect to you and to your clan, I did not fight with him. But he made me very angry.
Thank you for not acting up on your anger. But I will have a talk to him. He must respect other kindred, even if they are not of his clan. And well, she shows a bit of anger when she says that next phrase. And how much energy does it take to spread your legs? Now that isn't just not acceptable. I will not have someone of my clan talk this way.
I've always honoured and respected women in every way. I do not understand men that act like pigs. It troubles me on many levels.
Yeah, you have always respected women, in front of me at least. I can only imagine that you have always done so.
I was born in a brothel.
I remember you telling me. She'll look at him. A very soft smile, like her face completely changes from that anger. It was nearly like she was holding it back, but there was that fury in her face, and now it completely softens, and she has that angelic face again, and she'll smile. I remember you telling me. Yes. Go on.
I see these people as my people. I could not save my mother, or my sisters, or any of the people that raised me as family. Could not save them. Not as a child, but as a man, I may try and do my part to make these nights safer.
You shall not.
The monster that I am, but
not sure if we should call ourselves monsters because of our nature. Well, solely because of our nature. There are many mortals I have met in my unlife and in my life that I would consider bigger monsters than many of our kind.
that is true. I pray that you have not seen half the horrors I have in my time.
She'll bite her lip. Have I ever told you of how I met my sire for the first time?
No, please.
I And she'll smile at this. When I was a child, I was lucky enough to be born in a wealthy family. And my parents were nobles, all the way in France. But one day, someone that we considered a close ally, my uncle, and his army barged in the middle of the night and destroyed everything we had. My father died trying to protect my mother and I, and my mother, she takes a breath. My mother ran away with me. The guard and everyone we had around us were trying to protect us, me and my mother, but they outnumbered us. She ran away, and one after after some running, she fell, and she was killed while she was still holding me in her arms. I thought I was gonna die, a small child, but my sire came and rescued me. She killed the monsters that had destroyed everything I had known and everything I had ever known, and my family, to save me, and then took me under her wing until I was old enough to become kindred.
Thorwald listens.
And once I became kindred, I took back what was mine. I took back the lands that belonged to my family with cunning. I took back what was mine, but I had seen too many horrors. Horrors I had seen as a child. Horrors that I, to my belief, should not even be witnessed by an adult.
Thorwald listens to her story. He quietly nods. And if she accepts, he'll reach out and take her hand.
She'll take it.
And he raises it to his face and he presses his forehead against it. I'm sorry for what you suffered. I truly am.
Thank you.
But I'm pleased. I admire you very much as a woman, as a person. You have strength. We all have the blessing to have grown and evolved from our dark pasts.
I shall nod. I believe that we have to grow and grow through the dirt that is handed to us. When we are given a challenge, we have to succumb it, no matter how hard it is. It is why sometimes talks of religion, well, I only find them interesting after a certain while. I do find them boring if they go on after too long.
Many of the men in the city like to talk about philosophy and not get to the point. Unfortunately, my patience for talks of much the same, talks of religion and philosophy and talks of nothing, bore me beyond belief.
I wouldn't say they bore me beyond belief, but actions are more important. What about poetry? Shall they say that with a smile?
I like poetry, but I have not spoken much of it since Johanna's departure. I find it a bitter sting. I miss her presence very much.
I miss her too. But perhaps you could see it a different way. Perhaps you could see it as a way to memorize her, as a tribute to her.
She nods. Oh well. He looks over Margot for a few minutes. Interesting, isn't it? Fate.
It really is. Although
I met both you and Madeline on the same night when I came to the city. Both women of power, intellect, defiance, strength against all odds, and outstanding beauty. I chose the lotus, the orchid, over the rose, and I would choose that again, but I cannot deny enjoying the presence, your presence, Primogen.
she'll caress his face. Thank you. I cannot blame you for your preferences. After all, different preferences is what it is what makes this world so wonderful. It is why beauty lies in many things.
Well, thank you for.
She has a finger to her chin.
He's kind of. He doesn't look uncomfortable exactly, but he's a little taken aback by the physical contact. He's used to it from Madeline and from his school, but Margot touching him like this, he's not. He's a bit surprised.
Okay, yeah, she'll smile. Are you alright, Thorvald?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
I hope I'm not.
You have not offended me, Primogen. No.
Oh, good.
Just something I'm not used to.
And she'll smile. And yeah, she'll kind of cup his face. Well, you are my friend. You should get used to it. I am quite tactile.
And I'm your friend.
And she'll nod. But fate, well, I suppose it is undeniable that some things are fate. Part of what we are is, in my opinion, fate is the word fate is it's thrown too easily or misused. They call it fate for actions. No, they call it fate for our future. But I believe that we choose our future to a certain point. We choose who we become when we choose who we are supposed to be.
I know on the night that we met, on the night that I met Madeline, my chains were broken. I would not be the man that I am without the influence of the pair of you.
So what was that?
I wouldn't be the man that I am without the influence of both of you.
Thank you. Well, I knew that Madeline had influenced you so much, but I didn't know about that I had. I am pleased.
You were kind. I'd known so little kindness in my life at that point.
Unfortunate. Had your sire not showed you kindness?
My sire fed me. She gave me eternal life. She grants me the gift of her blood, and but I was her slave. And slaves have to be kept under control.
Yes. If you believe so.
Any marks I got from her. Thorvald takes off his gloves. And he holds his hands up.
She'll look at the hand.
There's a scar in the center. It's a healed scar on his palms, but the scar is thick. Really thick.
Look. My.
And it's on both hands. You can see these thick scars.
My.
Center of his palms.
And her eyes go big. What happened?
So I broke my vows to my sire. I disobeyed her. And I was punished. I took a woman. We didn't marry. We were not allowed to marry. But I loved her very much. She became pregnant. And we did this without my sire's permission. And she was very angry. I broke my word to her. I disobeyed her trust. And the woman and the babe were both killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say she won't hold it back. She does. There is a tear that comes out of her eye.
And I was crucified.
I am so sorry.
It was not uncommon. Do not be sorry for me. Be sorry for the girl. I still cannot speak her name to this day. The name is too powerful for me.
I shall nod.
Be sorry for the girl. She did not deserve it. She loved me purely. She was an innocent. And the babe, more innocent still.
I shall nod.
But those were my mistakes. The scars I must bear for my breaking my vows, my words.
Here
I
is
never
what
made
I.
the same mistake again.
Here is something I have never understood. Maybe because I didn't grow up in. Well, I grew up with my sire. That, well, that traveled the world with me. She taught me about our society more. I grew up and knew about human society by watching it grow, but many things I had learned, and I learned more about kindred society growing up because that's what my sire taught me, and because I think I wasn't so attached as well. I wasn't as attached as many are. I to the society. I never grew up with slaves. And once I came to know of slaves, I never understood it.
It was common. Many owned slaves. Where I lived in Roma.
Is it still the case?
I believe so. Though the Holy Roman Empire holds little power now. And we left that world a long time ago. I was a ghoul for 2 centuries.
My. Long time to serve as a ghoul. But
My sire is a woman of formidable age and power.
and she'll nod. But what I was going to say is maybe because of the way I grew up, but I do not understand how someone like you can love a woman and the woman love her back. And that needs permission. But then men like Leaflead. And then when she said Leaflead,
Luftig.
Luftig. Like men like Luftig. And when she says her name, there's like a kind of a little bit of spit to it. Men like Luftig can say things that I do not even dare to repeat right now. And nothing.
Please do not think that I've come here to cause relationships in your land to turn sour.
No, please. I know. But I just don't understand how men can say things like this. No, nothing comes of it. I will make a
He saw
world.
those people that as lower than him because they are what they are. They are nothing.
I will make a world where equality will be commonplace. Mark my word. And she'll say with a smile.
I like this place you've built here. It's very beautiful.
And she'll look to the door like where they came from.
I often enjoyed the bathhouses when I was human. I was permitted in the baths. Late at night when no one else was around, of course.
Yeah. And she her eyes raises her eyes. Here's, well, I still, in my bathhouse, everything's allowed. It is being rude. It is your words. It is actions that make you get thrown out, or that make you, or that will make it will tell will wait how to phrase this. that will banish you from this place. It's not who you are.
Of course, in my time, there were separate bathhouses for men and women. He smiles. He smiles playfully, for obvious reasons.
It is understandable. I like to have I have both here. Because it's quite a large bathhouse, and she'll say, I have both here. Well, I have baths for men, baths for women, and some that are mixed.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. Men, women, poor or rich. I do not understand how. The only differences that come from these things are of society.
Then I would say, Primogen, that you are one in a million.
She'll smile.
I suppose I should be on my way. You must have many things to attend to.
Yes, I have to organize my clan again and organize the troubles that concern us. But it was a pleasure to see you.
I would appreciate an escort back to my district. I'm unable to
It's
move
a
around
smile.
freely.
I will gladly serve as your escort.
He smiles.
And she'll take him by the arm, like wrap her arm around, or like his arm around hers.
He just sort of looks into the water for a few minutes.
Do you want to have a bath before we leave?
Like he's gonna roll something.
Self-control, I guess. So.
No.
Oh.
Manipulation subterfuge.
To say no when he means yes. And
Actually, a pretty good roll.
It is.
3 successes.
D3. Ooh, defender wins, so she doesn't see it.
Not this time, but maybe soon.
Farewell. Well,
I have work to do, and there's only so much temptation a man can take.
and she'll
He
smile.
chuckles playfully.
She'll smile. Well, sooner rather than later, I hope.
He'll walk out with her.
Same thing, and with the people there, and now with what you said, I'll say, yeah, the people seem to very much smile and respect Margot, and she'll say, see, these people, they work for me, and they respect me as their boss, but I would never see any of them as slaves. They help me.
Nor would
I wouldn't.
any of mine.
Good. It's how I see things. It's good that you see it the same way. I would not have a successful bathhouse if it wasn't for them, and if they wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for me.
Madeline doesn't believe in slavery either.
And she'll smile at that. I think it's why we get along.
He will walk with her through the nicer part of town. Not that the Merchants District's the horrible part of town, it really isn't. It's still quite nice. But he just enjoys a good view of the noble bit, just because he never gets to see it.
And yeah, they walk, and if he looks, she'll slow the pace so that he can look at the nice part of town.
He seems to admire it. It's not like he looks at it longingly.
Okay.
But he does admire it. He likes the beauty.
But she'll walk with him, and when they get back to when they met, I believe this is where we take our separate ways.
He will part from her. He will just step away from her, but he'll take her hand and kiss it.
Before you leave, before we leave each other's presence, will you dance with me?
I almost forgot. I have a favor to ask you.
Go ahead.
And he bows and he will just stand at a dancing position.
And yeah, she'll go. She'll stand opposite him in the responding, I guess.
I don't know what kind of dance she wants to do. Thorvald isn't really a great dancer. That's just he's not trained in dancing.
Well, she's
he knows how to do it roughly, but
her specialty is courtly dancing. So it's,
he's seen it. I very much doubt he's ever done it.
Okay, but yeah. So she'll probably fix the gesture. She'll go touch him. Actually, first hand goes to his arm and goes, "Hey, do you mind if I move you a little bit? Fix your stance."
He nods.
And she'll move him just a little bit, like she probably moves her arm, like his arm a little bit, and one of his legs, and she'll go there, like that. And she'll sit opposite him. And she'll go very slowly, but she'll teach him how to dance. She'll teach him a few steps. And
while they're dancing, he says, "Do you have ability to grant me the power to move freely in the streets, or is that only the sheriff?"
Oh, see, I'm not sure. But she'll say, I shall. So I'll just say, yeah, she'll say, I shall see. I think it's only the sheriff. But if I can, you will be
drops his shoulders noticeably. It's sort of like a gesture, like exasperation a little bit.
If I can make it, if I have any influence, you can be sure that I will make it, that you can walk freely through the city.
I am trying to protect this quarter. It's becoming a bit of a target for people feeding recklessly. I'm trying to avoid an incident on my doorstep.
Have you thought about becoming a hound?
I will not. He says, first of all, he says, I will not. Then he says, I don't believe that I can.
Why not?
Hounds are selected by the sheriff, and the sheriff has no favour towards me. And also, I cannot hold position in the city as a slave.
How unfortunate. I am sorry to hear. But you
there
have my
are
word.
Restrictions on my class that, as a slave-born man and as a gangrel, position is out of my reach. I mean, if the sheriff wanted to grant me it, I would not shirk from my duty, but that is solely his decision. I won't go begging for the position.
I shall not. But you have my word. If I can make it, if I can give you permission to walk in the city freely, I will.
The only thing I can offer in return is my protection. and any lessons in the physical arts that you require.
It is, well, the city needs protecting. And, well, if you promise me to teach me how to master my skills, I will gladly accept.
He bows.
Thank you.
I think I need a lot more dancing lessons.
I shall smile. I'll just say, yeah, by the way she was moving, it's obvious that this is, her movements are...
You wouldn't have expected Thorvald to have danced. I mean...
Yeah, no, but from...
It's from nobles dance. Commoners do dance, but not in this way.
Yeah. But the way she moved from... actually, for him too, it's like the way she moved, the way her body was just moved together. It was kind of like watching water swaying. It's like that, controlled, that together. It's that, like, the whole body moves in harmony.
Thorvald smiles and he'll bow to her deeply before bidding her a good night.
Thank you.
Thanking her. Thank you for seeing me.
I shall be excited to see you again.
And are you? Safe travels.
And she'll smile. And then she turns back to... and, turns back to where they were before and starts heading back towards her bathhouse.
And Thorvald heads home. And that'll be the moment we end the scene.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have a good